second notch of flaps, you say?
Yeah. Yeah, you'll move to the right here and then just follow the channel down.
Cool.
Manage your speed and energy. And there's the runway, so do what you need to do. Come right over the trees if you have to.
Seldovia, Alaska. Automated weather observation 0507 Zulu. Wind 140 at 10. Visibility 10. Sky condition overcast 3,300. Temperature 12 Celsius. Dew point 08 Celsius. Altimeter 2972. Remarks. Density altitude 0.
We are gonna go do some short and soft field recurrent training with Josh. And it's a little bit different when you're kind of facing the real thing. So some tips and tricks on how to deal with that. Gonna pound the pattern here a little bit, then head over to Seldovia, maybe some sightseeing in between, and then we'll check out the town of Seldovia.
This is day 6 that I've been in Alaska, and we've kind of been going in cycles of going out and doing stuff and then hanging out in Homer and just kind of resting and recuperating, and then we go out and do more stuff. So the last thing we did was we flew up to that wonderful and beautiful gravel strip up in the Kenai Mountains, Quartz Creek, and I wasn't totally happy with my short and soft field landing and my short and soft field takeoff. Especially during the takeoff out of Quartz Creek, I felt like my proficiency just wasn't really there with flying into a small strip like that with tall trees at the end.
Keep the nose down. And let us zoom up now. And just do a gradual right turn. Nice and smooth. That was more exciting than it needed to be.
It certainly could have been better. The technique just wasn't there. So that's what we're gonna go do today. We're gonna go fly around here in Homer. We're gonna beat up the pattern, do some short and soft field practice here on the runway. Then we're gonna go across the bay over to Seldovia, do some sightseeing on the way over there, and then check out the village of Seldovia. It's very remote over there. There's no way to access it by road, right?
No road, just boat or plane.
Yeah, just by boat or plane. That's the only way you can get over there. But there are cars over there, right?
Yeah, because they take the ferry.
Yeah, they take the ferry. So, but to get over to Seldovia, there's no way to get there except for by boat or by planes. It's gonna be pretty cool. No phone service over there. We're gonna be kind of remote, so should be a cool day. Let's get the airplane ready.
Clear!
We can glaze over the practice and the pattern here because it wasn't really anything new. The main goal was to get myself more comfortable with short and soft field ops in this underpowered 172 with these oversized tires. Basically at Quartz Creek I came in way too fast and floated down the runway a lot more than I should have, and that was due to my poor energy management. The takeoff out of Quartz Creek was also not the greatest because 1, I turned around at the official end of the runway instead of beyond the official end of the runway by the trees. That's rough gravel out there, but I at least could have used that area to accelerate before going full power once I was onto the actual runway. And 2, I didn't get that nose gear off the ground nearly as soon as I should have. The nose gear causes extra drag when it's on the ground, so we need to get it up, but we don't want to pull the nose up too much on the takeoff roll because then our angle of attack is inducing more drag than it needs to. Thus, it's a delicate balance. The sight picture threw me off because I thought the nose was already up, but it wasn't. With the oversized nose gear on this airplane, it normally sits at a similar attitude as a standard 172 would sit with the nose gear off the ground. This airplane requires a bit more nose up input to get that nose tire off the ground. On the landing side of things, I wanted to practice making a steeper approach while controlling my speed on final so I can hit the touchdown point at which I'm aiming. This too is a delicate balance because if you're too slow, there's a little buffer between flight and a stall, and if you're too fast, you're going to blow past your touchdown point and use up valuable runway while you deplete the excess energy. That's exactly what happened with my landing at Quartz Creek. So we come in with flaps on a steep approach, then transition to the round out and flare, adding a burst of power to arrest the stall and let the airplane settle onto the runway. Now that Chris and I are both satisfied with my performance in the pattern, we'll depart across Kachemak Bay and attempt a full stop landing at Seldovia. This is an 1,800-foot gravel strip packed in tight on the side of the village. That's 400 feet shorter than Quartz Creek, and this strip presents a whole world of challenges on its own.
Over traffic 23 and inform on the roll, runway 22, we're departing the pattern. Homer traffic 23 and inform, we'll be departing over the spit towards Seldovia. Homer. Man, it's such a nice, smooth day.
It is.
I think if we would have known, we might have come out earlier.
Recognize it from your videos.
Seldovia traffic 2423 and inform, we're 2 to the north, and we're now descending for left traffic, runway 34, Seldovia. So we'll start that big clump of trees out in the water, that's kind of our target there, and then we work our way down, slowing down, staying nice and smooth all the way to a touchdown at the end.
Gotcha. I'd even add a notch of flaps out here. Do you object to that?
Not at all. Alright, car peak, gas, undercarriage, fixed gear, mixture, full in, prop, seatbelt switches.
We're all lit up.
Snack.
Snacks.
Seldovia traffic 23 and inform, turning left base, runway 34, Seldovia.
You want to be on that side of the clump of trees or this side?
This side. And the tendency is for people to scoot into those trees as they move up the hill there.
Yeah.
So yeah, this side, kind of where the little islands are.
Gotcha. Second notch of flaps, you say?
Yeah. Yeah, you'll move to the right here and then just follow the channel down.
Cool.
Manage your speed and energy.
Start slowing it down a little bit more.
Yeah, and start that left turn. And there's the runway, so do what you need to do. Come right over the trees if you have to. Perfectly done.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I've seen you do this approach so many times on camera.
It's so cool.
I was about to dump full flaps right there at the end.
Yeah, you don't really need to.
I said it's gonna screw up my attitude more than slow me down and help me.
Seldovia 2423 and inform, down and clear, runway 34, Seldovia.
All right, we dumped into Seldovia. That was a really cool approach and landing right over the water and over the trees and stuff. What do you think about that, Chris? You do it like all the time.
Yeah, I've done it many times, but you did a great job. It's just all about managing your energy and being smooth. And
I'm starting to really see that and apply it, I think, more. The fact that it's just all about energy management and, like you said, smooth control inputs. Just keep it smooth and keep the changes in energy gradual, and then you'll be golden. And it seemed to really work on that one. So,
yep.
What are we going to do here in Seldovia?
Cool little town. It's kind of built on some boardwalks. There's a couple little shops as well. Beautiful scenery. Hopefully we can get the drone out again and kind of show the town, but it's a real Alaskan town. Real Alaskans live here. This isn't really a tourist spot because it's so hard to get to. You'll have some tourists come here, but real people live here year round, and it's the real deal, so enjoy.
Like Chris said, this is a tiny village with real Alaskans living here year-round, not just a touristy town made to look like Alaska. A lot of the village is built on boardwalks that extend out over this channel running through the middle of it. This is seawater, so the tides roll in and out throughout the day.
This just looks like a good childhood right here with these, you know, Tonka trucks and the little tea table in the woods. Pretty neat.
Summertime in Alaska makes it difficult to estimate the time of day if you're not used to it, since the sun is up about 20 hours a day here. But it's had an interesting effect on me so far. It's almost as if time slows down to a crawl. The light outside isn't really changing all that much until, of course, you look down at your watch and realize it's dinner time. We walked over to find somewhere to eat, and Chris started telling me about how Seldovians celebrate Independence Day.
So here, we come here on the 4th of July because it's a really cool local feel. These streets are packed with people, and they do sourdough games. So they take place right here. They start out with an egg toss, where you kind of... Yeah, she
Toss
knows.
those salmon. It's the best.
So they do the sourdough games, and they do a salmon toss. You're right across from your partner, where you... At the very beginning, you just toss like a couple feet, but each successful round, you take a step back, and by the last few rounds, people are launching the salmon like 50 feet. The salmon are flying in the air, flopping, and the people have to catch it like this. It's amazing. A kindergartner made that menu. Art. No, it's pretty nice, actually.
All right, so we just ate at the one and only place that was open in town. Sorry, in Village.
Village, yes.
So now we're gonna go hike the Otterbahn Trail, right?
Otterbahn, yep, like Autobahn, but Otterbahn.
Otterbahn.
Waiting, 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 waiting. Still waiting. Waiting. Waiting forever.
It is so quiet.
So for all of you that thought Alaska was just a bunch of icebergs all the time, this is proof that that's wrong. This is a temperate rainforest, actually. So this is what you get in the summertime. And we get plenty of snow and all that stuff in the winter time. But we love our green, green summers. Okay, so there's the sun. And I'm confident that these ferns turn toward the sun. You see that?
Yeah, they're like little solar panels that
Yeah.
go towards the sun.
Man, that's cool.
Let's move on past so she doesn't feel threatened anymore.
Yeah. Pretty little thing. Okay, go find your babies.
The trail breaks out into this big clearing in the trees, across this little, almost like a marsh kind of area, and then back into the trees. This is cool. This is Kachemak Bay still. but we just did that about 1 mile hike down here, and the airport is it's actually right up here, and at low tide, you can actually cross this little waterway right over here. See where the water goes inland a bit? At low tide, there's no water there, and you can actually cross it. Chris has crossed it at high tide before.
What have you been doing?
Getting shots, man.
Okay, we got done hiking around, kind of. Got to hike back to the airport now.
Yeah, but we have a shortcut, right?
Yeah, I think so. We'll see. Hopefully. Hopefully we don't have to swim across.
It makes me so much more nervous when I have a camera
I know.
in my hand.
For real.
Back at the airplane. That was quite the hike, right?
It was.
Cool first part of it, and then the second part of it was just walking along roads after we crossed the water and just hoofing it back to the airport. And here we are. All right, so we're just about all done with pre-flight. We're done for the day in Seldovia. It looks like the wind is the opposite of what it was when we came in. We can just ignore that windsock. We've determined that it is inaccurate. The wind is certainly in my face right now, so we'll be taking off that way and going up the waterway kind of through the town, and then we'll be turning out over the bay back towards Homer. So it should be a good flight. Might be a little bit bumpy coming out of here, but we'll see if it's gonna be smooth out over the bay. Wind's picking up a little bit, but it's right down the runway, so that's actually gonna help us on our takeoff roll on this kind of short / soft field departure that we're gonna do. We're gonna do the same technique that we practiced in Homer, build up our energy, and then zoom above the trees and penetrate that wind shear layer. So let's hop in the airplane and get going.
Clear!
And mixture best power. Power beat off. Pitot heat as required. Transponder altitude, doors, windows, lights.
We'll taxi down here and then enter the runway.
Yes, sir.
Just in case somebody whips around the corner.
Seldovia traffic, Skyhawk 2423 uniform, back taxi runway 16, Seldovia.
Alright, so as soon as we're off, we're going to gain some energy, just like we've been doing, right?
Yep, just push her down
And then
as close as you can to the runway.
hit 80, climb out a little bit, and we're going to enter a gentle right-hand turn. Follow the waterway out.
Yep.
Cool. Cool.
Be good to have a little bit of energy there because we'll be transitioning from a headwind to a tailwind pretty quickly.
Yeah.
They may even want to bring the nose down, just let it kind of come around.
Right.
All right. There you go, you can release the brakes in full power.
Take off power set.
There you go, yep, left aileron. And a little less pitch, we're off. Accelerate. There you go. And start to climb out now. There's our waterway. Expect that downdraft, just fly it. You got it. Just fly it out. See what I talk about wind shear?
Oh yeah, that was wind shear.
Dude, it is like pushing us down, holding us back. You did good. Just gotta keep flying it.
Right.
I mean, that doesn't make me comfortable. I'm not comfortable with that sort of stuff. That's why I like to get the technique right, get all the energy out of there.
Lots of different challenges that present themselves out here. It's crazy.
Seldovia traffic, Skyhawk 23 uniform, outside beach. We're climbing toward Yukon Island, currently 1,600.
Yeah,
Good job.
That wind got tricky.
Wasn't it tricky? Aren't you glad you had all that extra speed and energy?
Right, yes.
Just like pushing you down, we were just flying level, like trying to fight the wind going through there.
Right.
And granted, if you had the performance to get out and above that stuff first, it wouldn't be such an issue, but we don't.
Right.
You know what's weird is look at the smoke off there. Looks like it's not even moving.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's coming this way and just straight at us right now, but
Yeah, we'll see here in a second. Alright, I got Homer in sight. We'll just follow the shoreline until we get to 60-foot rock and then over to the spit?
Yep.
Cool.
I just felt it go smooth too.
Yeah, I did. I can pitch up a little more.
There's just so much going on in this scene right now. Calm water right there, a little bit of sunshine, IMC, rain, low clouds, high clouds, blue sky.
And rain up here at our 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Home airport information, Quebec 0458 Zulu. Wind 220 at 6, visibility 10, ceiling 3,600 broken, 4,600 broken, 6,000 overcast. Temperature 13, altimeter 2971. Private runway 22, make left traffic. NOTAMs. For runway 4, the localizer DME is out of service, the approach light's out of service, the VASIs are out of service. Runway 22, the VASIs are out of service.
Oh, that was too high. I just suck at landing, dude. I also suck at taking off. I also kind of suck at flying the airplane.
All right, we're back.
His landing sucked.
Did. I was gonna give it a second before I mentioned that, but he's right. So we're back in Homer. That's it for today. We had a good day going down to Seldovia. We spent like 5 hours there.
It was quite a bit of time.
It was quite a bit of time. A lot longer than we intended it to be, but that's what keeps happening on this trip. So much daylight to play around with, but we got a good hike in, saw the town, got some food, and then came back, got some good flying in. I feel better about my takeoffs and landings today after going in and out of Seldovia. Obviously, my first time coming out of that airport.
Yeah.
The airplane doesn't have that much horsepower.
Yeah, it does. You have to fly it well. You have to do the procedure right from the very beginning. If you screw up the takeoff itself, then like the technique of the short, soft, then you're not going to have the energy you need. And you can't cheat by climbing out with a big horsepower engine. So that's why getting that nose wheel off right away, which you did fantastic this time. You did exactly how you should have done it. We accelerated in ground effect. We started to climb out at a comfortable point on the runway, and then we hit that wind shear right at the tree level, and just it got sucked away.
Yeah, you just got to fly the airplane. Keep the speed up, keep it coordinated, look out the window, fly the airplane.
Yep.
So many accidents happen both on landing and takeoff. Very top leading causes of fatal accidents is loss of control, and that happens all too often. But that's a situation that you could kind of get frazzled, get nervous, and you stop paying attention to flying the airplane. And then you can put it into a stall, you're uncoordinated, here comes a spin.
You see the trees coming for you, your speed is too low, you start getting scared, you start pulling up, and then you take away the airplane's ability to even fly. So that's how people get in trouble, and that's how you get these loss of control accidents. You know, that exact scenario there is why they do the power on stalls. Is the takeoff departure stall is the better term for it. And so if you were getting in that situation where you had to keep pulling up, then the airplane would stall. Of course, we built that energy down near the runway, and so we had that in the bank when we got to the trees, and it's a good thing we did. I think we would have been fine anyway.
Yeah, it just got dicey.
Yeah, it just made it a little more comfortable for us when we got there, and
right.
It was just a matter of flying the plane at that point.
Really good experience. I mean, I've learned a lot today, thanks to this guy, right? Angle of attack, right? All right, well, cool. We're going to call it a day, and we're going to head back to the house, and it's almost 10. It's 10 till 10 p.m., Weird. All right, signing off.
Throttle on. Bye.
Too many days in the darkness without a glimpse of the light. Running tired and broken and scared, but I swear I'll never give up the fight.
In part 6, Chris and I take a break from flying our tails off and go out on Prince William Sound for 4 days with Chris's father-in-law on his boat. Those 4 days were truly a once-in-a-lifetime trip, and they consisted of the most spectacular kayaking I've ever done and some of the most epic footage I've ever captured. Once we got back to dry land, we were back to the sky to check out the Harding Ice Field, the biggest ice field within the United States, and it's right in Chris's backyard. Be sure and go give Chris a subscribe on YouTube and a follow on Instagram at Angle of Attack. A lot of the handheld shots you see in this video were taken by Chris. He's a phenomenal filmmaker and photographer, so definitely go check his stuff out. Be sure and give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Also turn on notifications so you don't miss upcoming videos as I release them once a week. Until next time, stay happy, healthy, and current, and especially stay proficient, and we'll see you in part 6. Fly safe.